Welcome back. We're here at GOMTV.net bringing you the best WCS action you could possibly imagine. SOS against Soulkey. Although I gotta say, I am a little bit shocked at that last game in particular.
Yeah, Soulkey not bringing it today.
That's well. Look, I mean, everybody's got bad days, but unfortunately for Soulkey, today is not the day that you are really allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah.
So we got the game up and running, and now we're going to introduce our two players. In the bottom right, he's come back before. Can he do it again? He is.
Wongjin Star Soulkey from Korea.
And in the upper left, in the red, looking unstoppable, will he get to the finals? He is.
Wongjin Stars SOS from Korea.
All right, Tasteless. Do you think Soulkey can start to stage a comeback here?
Excuse me. I got a tick in my throat. You know what? I want to say no, but on our commercial break, last time we casted these two in the finals when it was up 3-0, I said, well, this kind of sucks. It's going to be a 4-0. And
yeah.
I was really hoping it was going to be closer than this. And I was wrong. And, you know, that's fine. I'm okay being wrong. So I want to say right now I think SOS is going to 3-0 this, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. I hope you're wrong too, but I'm feeling the 3-0 Tasteless.
I'm feeling it too.
Yeah.
Specifically with that last game.
Yeah.
I mean
this is SOS is playing pretty solid, and Soulkey is just playing well below what his normal is. So can he come back? Well, yeah, there's always the possibility. Soulkey has the potential to come back and beat anyone in the world, but I don't foresee this happening this time.
Well, I just felt like the games against Innovation in that GSL Code S finals, although he was losing, or he lost, I should say, the first three, he looked better. He looked in better shape.
Yeah.
So, you know, in this series, I mean, I don't want to harp on this too much, but my God, game number 2 was a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
it was a pretty obvious what was going on. 2 gases, a lot of gas mining.
I know, and it's like he's
trying to get a pylon up
coming
desperately, and then to put the spore crawler in the front. It's like, well, I mean, okay.
This was, yeah, I mean,
I guess so.
Everything fell apart. It was like he slipped on a banana peel and then crashed into a ladder, and a bucket of paint fell on him.
Yeah.
You know, and he stepped on a rake and it hit him in the nose. So,
and all the while, all the information was there for that. He saw the rake and he stepped in it. He saw the paint on top of the door and he still opened it. Wow.
So I got to tell you one thing for sure, though. SOS is feeling very confident.
He should be. Well, we'll have to see how this ends up going. It is going to be 3 hatcheries here for Soulkey, very standard against the Forge expand that we are seeing from SOS, and he did pull off the Nexus first, so that's good for him. Pretty even place that we're at right now, and no one really having lead. This is very, very standard.
This is very, very standard stuff. If you guys are new to Starcraft 2 and you want builds to copy, these are good builds they're doing right here. I would actually not recommend the build we saw in game number 2. It's good, but that's a tricky one to pull off. That build from SOS in game number 2 is involves a lot of finesse, and there's a lot of different ways that you have to be able to take that build.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to have a plan B and a plan C. At several
if it doesn't
different
work,
stages,
you might just die.
You might just straight up die. Yeah.
Don't suggest you really use that on the ladder.
But the way they're starting out with these builds, these are, I guess you could say, much more textbook StarCraft 2.
Yeah, and there you go. The Stargate does come down. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Sky Toss here either. It's a very easy map to take your third on. And of course, you know, any map that you can take in a reasonably easy third and defend against big Hydra attacks in the early game and mid game is going to be pretty good for Sky Toss overall.
Yeah, absolutely got to agree with that. So, you know, there's many different ways that you could take these Stargate builds. I'm curious to see what direction he's going to bring this in. Will this look similar to game number 1? We're going to find out soon. By the way, guys, get out there. Tweet about the WCS here at GOMTV.net. Tell your friends to tune in. We are super stoked to be down here casting these games for you guys. And we're going to be here all day. And if you're tuning in right now and you happen to be near the Gangnam area, you come down to our studio. The entry's free. We're on the stage.
Yeah.
Or you got some nerds down here right now.
That's right.
You guys
it's
again
filling
for
up
coming in.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it. Very nice.
So it's going to be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have the first air unit being made, the Void Ray.
Yep. And Soulkey kind of with an interesting build here. 4 gas is around 7 minutes. Never seen quite that gas timing, but okay.
That's a little, I want to say a little too early.
Well, the thing is, I think he's getting all 4 at once because the first 2 were late. So he's like, well, you know what? I guess I'll get all 4 now.
But I mean, at least when I see, I don't really feel like this is the best way to play.
Versus you think he should go more mineral
the
heavy?
greatest Protoss alive right now.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see. So,
do you think SOS is the greatest Protoss? Because he's definitely one of.
Right now, I feel like he's the greatest.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I mean,
I
there's
love
an
the way he plays. And we got him taking the third base here. I like the position of that sentry, by the way, behind that. It's not easy to get him.
Whatever way Zerglings come, he's going to save himself, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, the spores are out to help protect himself, and it is going to be Sky Toss stasis. We have those plasma shields on the way, as well as a couple more Stargates.
Yep.
By the way, kind of an interesting third base location. That's going to make taking his 4th so easy, and in fact, now that I'm looking at that, I may give that a try on this map when I go Sky Toss, because taking the 4th after you take the really easy pocket 3rd can be a little bit difficult, and it takes a while to actually kill those rocks when you don't have a lot of units.
You know, you make a really good point. Protoss are pretty unstoppable if they get up to 4 bases up and running. And let's look at the series so far. Soulkey is down. He hasn't won a game yet. SOS is up 2 games. So what the Protoss is really doing here is taking the center left location. It's not as safe as taking that pocket base, the more common 3rd. But as you were saying, if he secures this 3rd base, the 4th is very easy to hold.
Yeah.
And then when you got the 4th base up, the Zerg has an incredibly difficult time.
Yeah.
Anything off.
It's like right now, the multitasking of SOS is not taxed as much because it's earlier in the game and less things going on. So take the harder to take base and then take the 4th is something you don't even have to look at. You know, you build your buildings, you're like, well, you're never breaking this spot. I really like it. Smart.
All right, now he did force those queens to come down there and have to defend. Note that off of this, Soulkey's going to be double expanding, so he's going to be up to 5 bases, which is also for Zerg, when they're on 5 bases, they can pretty much do whatever they want. They can support anything.
Now, we have 2 Spires on the way. So he's obviously going to be focusing really heavily upon Spire upgrades, which tells us it's going to be Mutalisks.
Yep.
The problem is that if SOS gets wind of this, he has 3 Stargates, and then he just gets Phoenix range and makes Phoenixes, and the game is his. So it's a little bit dangerous, but it definitely can work.
It seems like he's banking on SOS attacking the same way he did in game number 1, and then what he's going to do is he's just going to blindside that army. With those mutas and take out the Mothership Core, then take out the Void Rays. If he does that, SOS will almost definitely lose this game.
Yeah. Well, 12 mutas just popped out, and in fact, he sees it. So he's going to have to make Phoenixes. Immediately starts 3 of them, and he starts with cannons and the Fleet Beacon as well. He's chasing a hallucination. That's weird. Okay, thank God he stopped that. Will he be able to hold on against this first wave of mutas? How much damage can it do?
Well, here's the thing, and here's why it's so bad that he chased that hallucination at all, is that if you can get in there and actually surprise them, they don't have enough time to recoup. So
he's actually just flying around inside of his own area with his mutas right now.
Yeah.
This is exactly what you don't do.
This is a big mistake here. You need to actually push out and attack, or okay, the point is you don't bank the mutas. You don't pull mutas if they know that you have mutas.
What he's trying to do here is make a bunch of corruptors to go with him. So the corruptors are supposed to hold off the Phoenix. We'll see how well it works out for him.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. All right, now he spotted the corruptors too. No secrets here.
Yeah.
Now, air attack is going to be done here. The shields finished a little bit ago.
And a lot of Corruptors are coming out. Not the most firepower from the Mutas, but he's doing a pretty good balance for him, so we'll see.
May be forced to cancel here simply because of the wings. Yeah,
he needed to get that walling completely done.
Let's take a look at the supplies here. It's 134 to 185. So the Zerg is at that point in time where they can start throwing their entire army at you and then replenish it.
You know, once Soulkey does max out, he's going to start getting a gigantic bank off of this ridiculous 5-base economy that he has. His creep also starting to come right across this map, so he can rally even quicker with his ground units. And he's going into 2-2 for flyers, as well as getting a lot of spines. So Soulkey's really setting everything up very, very well, but you can't underestimate Sky Toss.
No, you really can't. With Sky Toss, the more of those air units the Protoss gets, its power goes up exponentially.
And a very nice storm goes down.
Really good storm there, bruising all of those Corruptors. Okay, now here's the problem. When you have an air army like this, the Protoss can punish you by sending small groups of Zealots out here, and he's going to get the Spire, which is going to cause a big hiccup in the air production here. For the Zerg, is he going to get it? It's getting lower, 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 lower. And
he does not quite get that. And that would have really been bad, because then he misses out on that +2 carapace upgrade.
Yeah. Wow, that's too bad, though, because that would have been a really nice break there.
That would have been a nice snipe.
Yeah, he hasn't located the pylons. You know what? He could make a DT and actually go over there and probably kill that off.
Yeah. Very good point there, Tasteless. He is getting that Dark Shrine. We'll have to cancel that 4th base again. And he really is going to need to get that up. He can't sit on 3 base for too long against his 5 base economy.
No, because once that 5 base economy starts to kick in, Zerg has a lot of room for mistakes. Nice blocking with the Lynx here.
Yeah, he's preventing that Spire from dying. Really wants that +2 carapace to finish up.
You know what? I do think, though, that Dark Shrine is about to finish, and when that finishes, if this game is going to be at all like the last game as far as how he managed to handle the Dark Templars, he could be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, that's very true. The DTs definitely can still pull a lot of damage in for SOS. But you know what? SOS is getting a pretty darn good army. He has 3 High Templars right now. And he does have Psystorm. So if he hits some Psystorms and has his Archons hit, he can kill off this air army, and that's really where all the value for Soulkey is right now.
Yeah, I love the placement here. Like I was just saying with that sentry, it's in a weird enough spot that you can't just get in there and surround it. All right, now he's going to go ahead and try to hit the main here. I don't know if this is advisable, though. And we'll see the Corruptors are going to try to hit now. And it looks like we're going to have a Nexus cannon probably go up here on the Nexus.
Yeah, and those Corruptors really doing a great job of zoning out all of the Phoenixes right now. Looks like this Nexus will, in fact, go down. Those Mutas do have 2-2, which is one of the scariest things, but we have a counterattack going on up here at the 5th base of Soulkey, and it looks like that will be easily removed.
All right, he's going to go ahead and take out that base over there at the upper right. The Zerg now going to go trying to get into somewhat of a base rates area, but these Archons connecting on those Mutas.
Pretty nice hits, but really it's the Corruptors holding back these Phoenixes. The Phoenixes could deal with these Mutas, but they just can't get any shots in.
All right, a few Stalkers desperately being warped in right now. A lot of these Mutas have taken a lot of damage here. The Mothership Core goes down. Protoss Army now turning around to try to save this. 2 Nexuses have been taken out. The Zerg continuing to do an incredible amount of damage.
And indeed they do, Tasteless. The production just going down for SOS. He's only at 130-ish supply, so if he can't produce still, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it looks like Soulkey is just too airtight in his base. And you know, that's just going to have to be that. The Archons now coming out here and driving out these Zerg air units, the Corruptors and the Mutalisks, but I have to ask myself, you know, has there already been too much damage dealt here?
There may have been, really. His production is hurt. He's lost 2 Nexuses. He does still have 2 mining bases, though, and that's important because right now Zerg, he's on the 4-base economy, but really the main was about to mine out for SOS, so he's still got an okay-ish economy to try to fight back with.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And remember, you know, with Zerg investing everything into this air army, a few good Psystorms, a few good connected Archon hits is going to be really bad, but that's a lot of investors.
Yeah, and he has so many spines, he just can't be attacked. His bank is starting to get really big. His upgrades are fantastic at the moment. I don't really see Soulkey losing this. He would have to
I do not see him losing this.
He'd have to bungle everything like 3 times to lose this game.
And you know, here's the important thing to note is that just like we saw in the game against Innovation in our GSL Codas finals, Soulkey is very capable of coming back. This may be the beginning of that.
It certainly could be. And how painful would that be for SOS not being able to close it out after a quick 2-0? And now we have, oh wow, that is a lot of infested Terrans.
I think this is the beginning of the end here.
Might even be the end of the end. Everything is under attack at the moment. All these probes should end up going down. He's still trying to pump out Phoenixes to deal with this, but the time for Phoenixes, Tasteless, has come and gone.
Yeah, you know, this is rough. There's really nothing that the Protoss can do. Maybe that DT could tear down those rocks and then kill the whole Zerg base, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not as likely, probably.
No, not as likely.
As there are some Spores and Spines. And now we have Ultras on the way, and guess what Phoenixes aren't that good against?
Is it Ultralisks? Shot in the dark here.
Well, I was going to say Corruptors, but yeah, Ultras as well.
There as well, yeah. So,
the Ultras was just a side tangent I was talking about. You took the bait, Tasteless. Phoenixes are great against Ultras. Now, this is definitely Soulkey's game at this point. SOS, I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He might try to get like a super cost-efficient High Templar Archon, Phoenix, Void Ray. I'm not sure. His economy just isn't there, though. There's no real way for him to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he might, in fact, even just be sitting in his booth right now, just saying, all right, what do I do in the next game here? Because, you know, Soulkey can't kill me right away. This does give me time to kind of go over my next strategy, my next game plan. Yep. You know, he's also going to be sitting in that booth thinking, Soulkey's done this before. He did it against Innovation. Yeah. I can't let him do it to me now.
Well, if he did it against Innovation, it can be done against anybody. So,
yeah.
Soulkey definitely put in a lot more effort this game, I would say, Tasteless. Much better play, but this is going to be the end. No way to hold on against this army.
Yep, some nice feedbacks, but there's just too much Zerg everything, and that's going to be it. GG. Wow. Well,
okay.
Soulkey is starting to get a comeback here. We're going to see how far he can actually go with this, though. You know, this is going to be a very, very tough match here for him coming up now. You know, I have to say, even though Soulkey won that game, I was a little bit surprised by some of the moves he made. You know, one of the moments when Mutalisks are the strongest, when you're getting them in bulk, is right when they hatch.
Yeah, I understand going for Corruptors with them, but if you go and do a quick little hit with them as well, that's going to be helpful. You know, you can definitely get in there before the first several Phoenixes are out, because even when the first 3 pop out and they don't have the range upgrade, you can still micro around and at least make him use some of the Mothership Core's energy.
Well, exactly. Make him spend it on a Nexus kid. And, you know, the truth is, even at the highest level, we've had games where the Protoss is teching in a funky way and does not quite have the defenses to protect. Oftentimes the main, you can get in
Sometimes
there.
You can get a few Void Rays. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, crap, I have to defend here with Void Rays. And then you get a few and run away.
Yeah.
But, you know what? At the end of the day, he did end up winning, played a lot better that game than in the first 2. And now it's time for Daybreak, a map that Soulkey is extremely good at ZVP.
Daybreak is our oldest map here at the GSL that's still in use. So these guys, if they're practice partners, they've had a lot of experience playing against each other on this. This should be a game with a lot of mind games we might not even be able to see.